basketball fans, hello and welcome to the Red Zone here at Hicksville High School as we're getting ready for girls varsity basketball action on a Friday night. It's the Friday before Christmas, and this is it's a big night as the Rams are in town to take on the Lady Aces and what promises to be an exciting game. The records really don't matter in this matchup. This is a long-standing rivalry, and so we're anticipating a hard-fought and well-played girls basketball game here at the Red Zone tonight. Hi, everybody. I'm Bill Murphy with Hicksville Community Television, calling the action for you this evening. Kate Murphy giving up her Friday night, running the camera for us, and we want to welcome you again to the Red Zone, the main gymnasium here at Hicksville High School. Pretty good crowd tonight as we are getting ready for the introduction of players. The Lady Aces off to a great start in this girls varsity basketball season. 4 wins against 1 loss. The Rams are off to a little rockier start. Their record not nearly as good, but again, this is a matchup where you kind of just throw the book out. That's why they played the game. Introducing the starters, Chelsea Taylor getting the start for the Lady Aces tonight. Also starting tonight, as usual, Micah Schrader. Ashley Peter will get the start tonight, wearing number 23. That'll be Avery Demland. And Addie Bergman, of course, to round out the starting 5. And for the Rams, I've got number 5, Amber Schleiser, number 12, Taylor Harris, number 23 is Gina Norden, number 42, Casey Wilkerson, and looks like number 14, Allison Zipfel, getting the start tonight. And of course it'll be Wilkerson and Bergman jumping center, both girls 6'2". Bergman a sophomore and Wilkerson a junior for the Rams, coached by Robin Eberly. And of course Heather Adams, head coach for the Lady Aces. Glad to have you with us. Again, our basketball coverage underwritten by the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio. Here we go, Bergman Wilkerson. Tip controlled by the Rams and stolen right away by Taylor for the Lady Aces. Chelsea going to be fouled, going to the hoop, and she'll shoot too. So just like that, bang, bang, bang. Aces at the free throw line. And that'll be an early foul on Gina Norden. Taylor gets the first one. She'll have one more. And she gets them both. So Taylor breaks the scoring ice and gets the Aces off to an early 2-0 lead. Wilkerson in a double team manages to get the ball out to Schleiser. Schleiser throws it down. A quick hand off to Norden. Norden. I'll toss it over to Harris. And she'll get it back to Norden. We'll work it around down low to Wilkerson. Wilkerson goes up, and Bergman is right there. Addie steals it. Gets it off to Schrader. Back to Taylor, and here we come with the Aces. Bergman with the ball at the top of the key. Over to Micah Schrader. Schrader going to drive in, and the ball's going to get kicked out of bounds, and it'll go over to the Rams. Last touch by the Aces. Norden inbounds to Wilkerson. Wilkerson gets it down to Zipfel. Zipfel shot put up and no good by Harris. And it'll be out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Rams. Inbounds to Wilkerson, puts it up right away, no good. Rebound comes down to Schlieser. They'll work it back around the perimeter. I'll hand it over to Norden again. Norden will reset the offense. Norden over to Harris. Harris, shot up and good for Schlieser. And we're tied at 2. Taylor to Schrader to Demland, down into the Bergman, up and good. Nice pass down low. Addie Bergman, turnaround jumper is good. We'll come back the other way. And Harris traveled. Taylor Harris looking to line up for the shot, shuffled her feet and turns it over. And we'll come back the other way with the Lady Aces. 2 minutes into this varsity contest, Aces leading 2. Early on 4-2. All stolen away from Chelsea Taylor. Norden down quick to Schlieser. Schlieser drives baseline, up and good. Schlieser with all 4 of the Rams' points so far tonight. 5:50 to go. And Taylor with the ball for the Lady Aces. To Peter, to Demlin. Down low to Bergman, all alone under the hoop, up and good. Bergman was just in prime position, a perfect pass and an easy bucket for Addie. Aces up now 6-4. And an early timeout from the Rams. I think that probably the topic of this particular timeout in the Rams huddle is going to be not to let Addie Bergman get that open under the hoop. Well, that's right, it's Star Wars Day. They're playing The Empire Strikes Back. New Star Wars movie opening up. Don't worry, we'll pass along any spoilers or anything. Norton's going to get ready to inbound the ball for the Rams, and she does. To Harris, to Schlieser. Schlieser quickly down the floor and right into Bergman. Demland is going to get tied up. Addie Bergman had position, just stood there. And Schlieser kind of bounced off of her. Shot was no good. Demland grabbed it and got knocked away. It was a bit of a scrum for it. Aces come up with the ball on the possession arrow. Chelsea Taylor, top of the key. Over to Micah Schrader. Schrader tries the alley-oop to get it down to Addie Bergman. Goes out of bounds. Last touched by the Rams. But Taylor looking to get inbounds again. And she does to Bergman, who puts it on the floor once. Up off glass and good. Addison Bergman, 6 points early. Again, Schlieser with the breakaway. And again, just taken right out of her hands by Addison Bergman. Partially deflected. And Chelsea Taylor get a little grief from Zipfel. Gets it across the timeline, and the Aces set their offense. Bergman top of the key, looking things over. Down low to Micah Schrader. Schrader's going to try to take it in, and it's going to get her pocket picked. Zipfel comes up with the ball, tosses it over to Norden. Over to Schlieser, and Schlieser traveled. So another turnover for the Rams early on in the game. Aces up 8-4. 4.5 minutes left to go in quarter number 1. Micah Schrader with the ball for Hicksville. To Ashley Peter. To Addie Bergman. Bergman tries to get it down to Taylor. It's stolen away by Schlieser. Gets it over to Norden. Norden quickly down the floor. She's going to hold up at the three-point arc. Toss it over to Harris, to Schlieser. Back to Norden. Norden looking things over. Nearly 4 minutes, about halfway through quarter number 1. Harris with the ball, guarded by Demlin. Feeds it down low to Wilkerson. Wilkerson guarded by Bergman. And we're going to have a whistle. And we're going to have Bergman getting her first personal foul. That's team foul number 1 on the Aces. Coach Adams wanting an explanation of just how that was a foul. And Wilkerson at the line. Skies it, and it's good. Casey Wilkerson, her first point of the night. Caitlin Bereni into the game for the Aces, as is Natalie Brisky. Shot no good from Wilkerson, and the rebound is going to be a jump ball. And that should be the Rams ball. And number 21, that's Mackenzie Hellberg in the game for Tinora. Also number 32, Kristen Alashuk. Shot from Wilkerson, no good, out of bounds. It'll be the Aces ball. Taylor inbounds to Micah Schrader. 3:48 left to go in quarter number one. Bounces it off the back of Taylor's head. Over to Natalie Brisky. Down low to Bergman. Bergman turn around, rejected by Wilkerson. Norden comes up with the ball. She's being closely guarded, given some fits by Taylor. She gets it out of there to Alashuk, back to Norden. 3:26 to go. It's Hellberg. Hellberg tries to feed it down low. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Rams. Norden bouncing it into Wilkerson. And Tinora will move it around the perimeter. Norden's going to pull the trigger from three-point land. No good. Micah Schrader into a double team with the rebound. Gets it out of there to Bereni. Bereni down to Brisky, who puts it up. It'll be short. Bergman and Wilkerson going to battle for the board. Bereni gets in there, and now she's going to face up with Norden. Norden clears the rebound. Tosses it down. Taylor almost got it. Stepped on the sideline. She was trying to knock the ball back in bounds. It'll be the Rams ball half court. 2:51 left to go, quarter number one. Norden gets it into Wilkerson. Right back to Norden. Norden to Hellberg. I'll work it around the perimeter once again. Norden, Hellberg. Out on top to Zipfel, and they'll work it back to Hellberg, and that one's grabbed by Brisky. So Natalie Brisky gets the turnover, intercepts the pass. Chelsea Taylor with 2:23. Taylor for three. Back of the iron, no good. Rebound, grabbed by Brisky, gets it off to Schrader, who will launch it. No good. Wilkerson grabs the board, and we're going to have another whistle. And I think it's going to be the second foul on Bergman. So Addie Bergman picks up two quick personals. Avery Demlin back into the game for Micah Schrader, and Ashley Peters going to come in for Bergman. As that's going to free things up for Wilkerson, the big girl for the Rams. Hellberg to Zipfel. Norden. They'll move it into the Wilkerson, and she's going to be fouled. That's going to be on Brisky, and that's team foul number 3 on the Aces. And again, Casey Wilkerson will be at the line. She'll shoot a couple. Misses. 1:56 to go in the opening quarter. Wilkerson second, no good. Demlin grabs the board into a double team, looking for some help, gets it to Brisky, quickly over to Taylor. Chelsea doesn't waste any time, gets it down to Bereni, puts it up off glass, no good. Rebound comes up to the Rams. That's Hellberg, and gets it knocked out of bounds. It should stay with Tinora. .138. Norden into Wilkerson, right back to Norden. And Hellberg, and then Zipfel, and then knocked loose, and Brisky comes up with it, gets it to Bereni, tosses it over to Taylor. Down low to Demlin. Demlin up and good. Nice transition. Demlin with the easy bucket. 1:20, and the Aces up by 5, 10-5. Partially deflected, but the Rams hang on to the ball. Zipfel to Norden. Back to Zipfel. To Wilkerson. Wilkerson gets it knocked out of there, and Bereni grabs it, and then I think she's going to be fouled by Alashik. So Kristen Alashik with her first personal, and that's team foul number 2 on the Rams. 58.7 seconds. Aces will have the ball out of bounds. Bereni inbounds to Taylor. And here we go. Aces up by 5. Brisky. Back down to Taylor. Taylor going to go strong to the hoop, runs into Wilkerson, gets her pocket picked. Wilkerson to Norden. Norden's going to hold things up. 35 seconds. Alashik back to Zipfel. Work it around. Bounce inside. Shot up off the glass and good for Wilkerson. $17 as Taylor takes it across half court. Loses it, but gets it right back with 11. Down low to Peter. Peter into some tall timber, and she's going to be fouled. They're going to call that one on Zipfel. That's her first personal, and team foul number 3. Substitutions coming into the game. Schlieser back into action. And number 24, Wagner. Demland to Taylor. Taylor drives baseline, puts it up. Short, no good. Wilkerson grabs the board, and that's the end of the first quarter. And after one, it's the Aces leading, but not by much. They're on top of the Rams by a score of 10-7. Well, we'll take a break here between quarters to say a big thank you to our HIX-TV basketball broadcast underwriters, the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships right here in Hicksville, Ohio. Both Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick and Jim Schmidt Ford lend us their underwriting support, make it possible for us to cover all of the Lady Aces basketball action that we do here on HIX-TV. I want to thank them very much. And we want to remind you that if you're in the market for a vehicle, whether it's brand spanking new or pre-owned, car, truck, van, or SUV, stop by, check out the great selection they have on the lots at Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick and Jim Schmidt Ford and the Jim Schmidt truck lot. Or you can go online and check out the entire inventory. It's right there for you at JimSchmidtAuto.com. So proud to have them underwriting our basketball coverage for this season once again on Hicksville Community Television. The Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships right here in Hicksville, Ohio, and online at JimSchmidtAuto.com. 10-7, Aces leading. They've had as much as a 5-point lead. Rams able to whittle into that a little bit right at the close. Addie Bergman with a couple of fouls. So she's on the bench right now. And they've brought in Madison Siebenaller to match up height-wise with the Wilkerson girl. Taylor to Schrader as we get the second quarter underway. Peter down low and off of Siebenaller's hands, and it winds up in the hands of Wagner. Wagner will toss it over to Norden. And we'll get back into action. Schlieser with the ball now for the Rams. And she'll throw it over to Wagner. Wagner look things over inside to Wilkerson. Wilkerson nowhere to go. She tries to get it down low and right into a bunch of tall timber. Schlieser will pull the trigger, and that is good. A long 2. 6 points now for Amber Schlieser. Micah Schrader being guarded by Schlieser. Gets it over to Katie Bergman. Down to Maddie Siebenaller. Siebenaller to Taylor down in the corner. Taylor over to Schrader. I'll look things over. Schrader will back it up a little bit to Siebenaller. Beyond the arc. Madison down to Taylor in the corner. Chelsea's going to drive baseline. It's going to be knocked out of her hands. And out of bounds. It'll stay with the Aces. Chelsea Taylor into Schrader. Schrader along 2, no good. Rebound comes down to Schlieser. Schlieser gets it away to Wagner. Wagner bounce pass. Up and good for Norden. Gina Norden with her first points of the night. And the Rams take the lead 11-10. Bergman. Katie Bergman to Schrader to Siebenaller to Ashley Peter. Peter down low to Taylor. Taylor up off glass, no good. Wilkerson grabs the rebound, and she and Taylor are going to get tangled up. And Taylor's going to get whistled for the personal foul. That'll be team foul number 4, I believe, for the Aces. 2 minutes into the second quarter. Rams with a 1-point lead. Norden brings up the ball for Tinora. Over to Schlieser. Work it around the perimeter. Schlieser down in the corner, guarded by Bereni, and tries to bounce past it down the baseline, and Caitlin tips it out. Out of bounds to the Rams. Quick inbounds. Wagner puts it up, and good for 3. So Wagner makes it a 14-10 game. The Aces are on the short end. Chelsea Taylor down to Katie Bergman. To Maddie Siebenaller in the corner. Back to Bergman, and Wagner's going to knock it out of bounds. Chelsea Taylor to Schrader. Schrader back to Taylor. Taylor down low to Siebenaller, who puts it up, partially blocked, no good. Bereni going to get tied up with Schlieser. It'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow points to Tinora, so the Rams get the ball back. Here comes Norden. Norden take it down to 5 minutes here before halftime. Looking things over. She'll toss it over to Schlieser. Schlieser will hold the ball for a bit. Let the air out a little bit. They'll feed it down to Wilkerson, and that'll be a pretty blatant travel by Schlieser. So the Aces get the ball back. 4:40 left to go before halftime. Chelsea Taylor, guarded by Norden. Taylor going to drive it down baseline and be forced out of bounds. So again, Rams defense doing the job here against the Aces so far early on. Norden to Wagner. Wagner to Schlieser. Almost loses it to Taylor. It's back to Norden, down low. Partially blocked, and Bergman will knock that one out of bounds. It'll stay with the Rams. A good defense from Katie Bergman. Risky is going to come in, and Katie will come out. Addie Bergman will come in for Maddie Siebenaller now. Bergman again with 2 personal fouls. She's going to be matching up with Wilkerson. Norden to Wagner. Risky coming out, face her. Over to Norden. Down low to Wilkerson. Wilkerson, they'll work it around the perimeter again. Wagner thought about it. Doesn't pull the trigger, backs out a little bit. Wagner's going to drive down. Bounce pass. That shot will be up and no good. Bereni grabs the rebound for the Lady Aces. Flips it over to Chelsea Taylor. Taylor with 3:37 to Brisky down in the corner. Brisky to Micah Schrader on the wing. To Bereni, down low to Bergman. Bergman strong to the hoop, puts it up. Doesn't get the bucket, but she draws the foul. And that'll be on Wilkerson. That'll be team foul number 4 on the Rams, and Bergman will be at the line to shoot 2. Bergman gets the first one. Taylor Harris back in the game for the Rams, as Bergman will get ready for her second shot. Addie puts it up, and that's good too. Addie Bergman makes it a 2-point game, 14-12. Another substitution for the Rams is Mackenzie Hellberg back in the game. Hellberg will get the inbounds from Norden, toss it right back. Gina Norden will move it around the perimeter. Stolen away by Taylor. Taylor bounce pass to Brisky, who puts it up and good. Natalie Brisky gets the bucket, and it's a tie game. Gina Norden with the ball for the Rams. We're tied at 14. Norden to Wagner. Wagner into Wilkerson. Wilkerson nowhere to go. Back to Norden. Norden to Wagner. Brisky comes out to guard her. Wagner drives it in. Bounce pass over to Norden. Down low. Shot is up. And that one's good for Mackenzie Hellberg for 3. So Hellberg with the 3 to make it 17-14. On the other end, Bereni tries to pass it to Brisky. Knocked out of bounds by Wagner. It'll be Ace's ball on the sideline. 2:21 to go. Down low to Bergman. Addie turns around, and she's going to get hacked again by Wilkerson. Now Wilkerson's going to have a couple of personals hanging on her. So Bergman goes back to the line, after being fouled for a second time by Wilkerson. Bergman's first one no good, a little short. Cassie Seiler, number 22, coming into the game for Wilkerson, who will have a seat with those 2 personal fouls. Ashley Peter getting ready to check back in for the Aces. And Ashley Peter will come in for Micah Schrader. And Addie Bergman will have one more foul shot here. Toes it up on the free throw line. And she gets it. Bergman makes it a 2-point game. We'll come back the other way with the Rams. Norden across half court. Down to Wagner. Wagner to Hellberg. Back to Wagner. Back to Hellberg. Mackenzie Hellberg. They try to feed it down low. Shot is up. No good. Peter grabs the rebound. Over to Taylor. Chelsea. Drive into the paint. Feeds it off to Brisky. Brisky's going to go for and she'll travel. Natalie takes the extra step going to the hoop. Turns it over. 1:48 to go before halftime. Gina Norden. Bounce pass over to Hellberg. Back to Wagner. Back to Norden. Norden bounce pass to Seiler. Seiler turning around, feeds it down low to Wagner. Wagner kick it back out to Norden, who'll pull the trigger. And it's good. Count it. Norden with the tray. And she's going to go to the line to see if she can make it 4. Aces now trail by 5, and Gina Norden looking to make that margin 6. And she does. Norden completes the 4-point play. You don't see those very often. Minute 18, Chelsea Taylor for the Lady Aces. Bereni down in the corner. Caitlin Bereni drives baseline, no good. Rebound comes out to Taylor Harris. To Norden. Norden guarded by Bereni. She'll back her off. Down to Harris. Harris powers it in to Seiler. Bounce pass. And stolen by Taylor. Chelsea Taylor stops, turns around, puts it up, and it's good. Chelsea's first free field goal of the night makes it 20-17, 45 seconds. Seiler looking for some help. Gets it over to Hellberg. Hellberg guarded by Taylor. Bounce pass to Seiler again. Seiler gets it off to Norden. 30 seconds left to go before halftime. Wagner with the ball now for the Rams. Wagner driving in. Bounce pass to Hellberg. Hellberg's going to put it up. No good. Out of bounds. With 16.4 seconds. And it'll be Rams ball. They lead by 4, 21-17. Bounce pass, Seiler. Bounce passes it in, and there's nobody there. So I think that she thought Norden was going to make a break for the ball, and Norden didn't. So out of bounds. Aces will get the ball back. 15 seconds. Taylor crosses the timeline with 12. Bounce pass to Bergman, almost intercepted. Ball is loose. We're going to have a jump ball between Addie Bergman and Cassie Seiler. And the possession arrow will give it to the Aces. 6.3 seconds. Taylor looking for the inbounds to Peter. Peter, jump ball, and it's going to go back to the Rams. With 5 seconds exactly before halftime. Siebenaller is going to come in for Bergman. They're going to risk Addie possibly picking up a third personal foul here in the last 5 seconds. Norden inbounds to Hellberg, back to Norden. Norden down into the corner, out of bounds. And it'll be the Aces ball with 0.3 of a second. Inbounds, and that's it. And at halftime, it's the Rams coming in and laying the hurt on the Aces, and it's kind of a shocker at halftime. The Tinora Rams lead the Lady Aces by 4 in the varsity contest, 21-17. We're going to take a break, but we invite you to stay tuned. We'll be right back, and we'll have all of the second half action coming your way right here on HIX-TV. A little over a minute before we start the second half here of this varsity contest. And again, if you're just joining us, halftime score, it's the Rams leading the Lady Aces 21-14 at the midway point. Checking out the unofficial scoring in the first half for the Lady Aces. Leading scorer, Addison Bergman, with 3 field goals and 3 free throws for 9 points in the first half. 4 points for Avery Demlin. Check that for Chelsea Taylor, and 2 points each for Avery Demlin and Natalie Brisky. For the Rams, they've got 2 girls with 6 points. That's Amber Schlieser and also Gina Norden. 3 points each for Mackenzie Hellberg with a 3-point field goal. Carla Wagner with a 3-point field goal. And a 2-point field goal and a free throw for Casey Wilkerson. Wilkerson and Bergman, the matchup everybody was looking forward to tonight. The 2 big girls, both standing 6'2", both very athletic, and both of them racking up a couple of personal fouls in the first half. Both of them spent some time on the bench. But so far, Addie Bergman's having the better of it in the scoring column, with 9 first half points to Wilkerson being held to only 3. 8 minutes on the clock, and we're ready to get this third quarter underway. Aces will have the ball to get things started. Micah Schrader inbounds to Chelsea Taylor, and we are underway. Taylor running into some trouble right away, knocked out of bounds by Zipfel. Aces will hang on to the ball. Need to inbounds it. Down to Addie Bergman in the corner. Bergman looking for some help. Throws it over Bereni's head and out of bounds. So quick turnover gives the ball back to the Rams, up by 4. Wilkerson back to Norden. Norden pitches it over to Schlieser. Schlieser bounce pass inside to Zipfel, and they'll wave it off. Zipfel traveled. So inbounds to Schrader, right back to Chelsea Taylor, and here come the Lady Aces. Micah Schrader now with the ball again to Caitlin Bereni. Bereni to Bergman. Bergman down to Micah Schrader. Schrader's going to drive baseline, put it up. No good. Rebound, out of bounds. Last touch by the Rams. Schrader, Bereni, Peter, Bergman, and Taylor on the floor right now. Jump shot from Bergman, no good. And that is grabbed by Zipfel. Zipfel holding up. He's going to throw it over to Schlieser. It's intercepted by Bereni, knocked out of there and grabbed by Bereni, who takes it to the hoop. Up, no good. We'll come back the other way. Harris to Zipfel. Back to Harris out on the wing. She'll get it over to Norden. 6:43 left in the third quarter. So far, no score from either team. Norden guarded by Schrader, and they'll move it back. Now Zipfel. Zipfel bounce pass to Norden. Norden gets blocked by Bergman. And then block out of bounds, and the Aces get the ball back. Here comes Chelsea Taylor. Taylor to Micah Schrader, to Ashley Peter. Down low and over the head of Bergman. It's grabbed by Wilkerson. And the Aces turn it over yet again here. Katie Bergman getting ready to check into the game. Gina Norden to Wilkerson. Wilkerson back to Norden. She'll pull up, put up, no good. Taylor grabs the rebound. Chelsea bounce pass to Peter. Up, off glass, no good. And we come back the other way with the Rams. 5:42 and the clock running, and still no score from either team in this third quarter. Wilkerson loses it. And that's going to be on Taylor. So Peter will come out, and Katie Bergman will be in the game. So we'll have both the Bergman girls on the floor for a bit. Wilkerson, Taylor intercepts the pass. Wilkerson gets it back. Wilkerson guarded, gets it back out to Zipfel. Zipfel's going to try to take it down low. She'll kick it back out to Norden. Norden, top of the key. We'll let her offense reset itself. Norden to Zipfel. Excuse me, to Schlieser. Schlieser to Harris. Harris down low to Wilkerson. Wilkerson loses the dribble. And Micah Schrader scoops it up. Tosses it to Chelsea Taylor. And we'll come back the other way. Under 5 minutes to go now. Bereni down low to Bergman. Bergman up, no good. She was pushed, and she'll go to the line. And that's going to be the third personal now on Casey Wilkerson. And Addie Bergman at the line. And Cassie Seiler's going to get ready to check back in for Wilkerson. Bergman, bang. Gets the first one. 10 points now for Addie. Seiler into the game, and also coming out Schlieser, and in the game for her is Hellberg. Bergman, second shot. No good. Seiler grabs the rebound. almost loses it, grabs it back, gets it off to Norden. Guarded by Bereni, some three-quarter court pressure. Norden tosses it down to Zipfel, to Hellberg, to Seiler. Seiler's going to see if she can make something happen. Nothing doing. Bounce pass, and it's going to be kicked by Taylor. So the Rams will have it out of bounds. Tinora leading by 3 now, 21-18. Inbounds to Seiler, blocked by Bergman, and jump ball. Rams will hang on to it. Bounce pass. Hellberg will take the shot, and that's good for 3. Hellberg, her second tray of the night, makes it 24-18, and just like that, Aces down by 6. Hellberg steals the pass, and we're going to have another jump ball, and that'll be Aces' possession. And we're going to have a timeout on the Hicksville bench. 4:11, so just about halfway through this third quarter, and so far there's only been 1 point, or 4 points scored. 1 point from Addie Bergman on the Aces side, and a three-pointer from Hellberg for the Rams. The Rams increased their lead then. They're up by 6 now, 24-18. Both teams just having committed one foul early on in this second half. And a full 1 minute timeout as Coach Heather Adams talking with the girls. Again, they come into this game 4-1, and the Rams have only won 1 or 2 games so far themselves, so the Aces were on the favored side for this contest. But like we said at the very start of the game, this is a big-time rivalry. These girls know each other very well. And the play is always intense when you have these GMC schools, these rivals from within the county here. 4:11, it'll be the Lady Aces ball. Chelsea Taylor getting ready for the inbounds, gets it in to Kate Bereni, up no good. Norden grabs the board. And Norden's going to be dogged by Schrader a little bit as she brings it up court. Norden over to Hellberg. Hellberg almost loses it to Katie Bergman, gets it over to Norden. Norden's going to drive in, and that's going to be off of Chelsea Taylor and out of bounds. It'll stay with the Rams. Norden into Seiler, right back to Norden. Norden into a double team, gets it back to Seiler on the wing. She kicks it out to Hellberg, gets it back to Norden. Guarded by Bereni. Norden down to Wagner. Wagner will put it up, no good. And the rebound comes down to Addie Bergman. Addie will toss it over to Chelsea Taylor. Taylor will take it across the timeline for the Lady Aces. Down low, ball is loose. And Bergman comes up with it, and it'll have another jump ball called. And that'll be, again, the Tinora Rams on the possession arrow. And Katie Bergman will have a seat. Natalie Brisky back into the game for the Aces. Norden inbounds to Wagner. Back to Norden. Norden guarded by Bereni. Deflected. Ball goes up, out of bounds. And it'll be Hicksville's ball. Taylor with the ball for the Lady Aces. And her pass to Brisky. Gets it down low to Bergman. Goes to the hoop. No good. Seiler grabs the board. Seiler, long pass down to Wagner. She puts it up. No good, but she'll go to the line to shoot 2. Fouled by Brisky, I believe. So Brisky picks up the foul. That'll be team foul number 2 for the Aces in this half. Wagner will shoot 2. Gets the first one. Carly Wagner. That's her 4th point tonight. Wagner misses that one. Bergman grabs the board to Taylor. Chelsea will take it down. She's going to go right to the hoop, up off glass. No good. Ball's being volleyballed around. And Hellberg comes up with it and travels. They'll turn it back over to the Aces. Taylor into Brisky, quickly to Bereni. Down to Taylor. Taylor lines up, takes a shot, no good. Seiler grabs the board, gets it off to Norden, and we'll come back the other way with the Rams. Bounce pass down to Seiler, guarded by Bergman. She'll hand it off to Wagner, who'll put it up, no good. And Seiler goes for the rebound, steps on the end line, goes out of bounds, turns it over to the Aces. Avery Demlend coming back into the game. She'll spell Chelsea Taylor. Brisky into Micah Schrader. Schrader with 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Schrader loses the dribble. Ball's loose on the floor. We're going to have a jump ball called. That should go to the Aces, I believe. It does. Brisky in, up, and good. Addie Bergman. Bergman makes it 20-25. Rams bounce pass. Hellberg, good look at the hoop, and it's good. Hellberg with the bucket to make it 27-20. Aces now down by 7. Bergman trying to drive in, up, no good, but she's going to go to the line to shoot 2. Minute 30 exactly left in the third quarter. That'll be team foul number 3 on the Rams, I do believe. And Addie Bergman at the line to shoot 2. And Bergman misses the first one. Taylor Harris and Amber Schleiser back in the game for the Rams. They'll spell Hellberg and Wagner. Bergman will have another shot coming. Bergman makes it a 6-point game, 27-21. Norden to Harris. Harris blocked by Bergman. Goes off of one of the Rams players out of bounds, and Hicksville gets the ball back. Demlin will inbound it to Micah Schrader. Schrader across the timeline to Caitlin Bereni. Bereni tries to feed it down to Demlin. It's just out of her reach, out of bounds, and it'll turn it back over to the Rams. Norden to Seiler to Schleiser. Schleiser will hold it up. Back to Seiler. Down low, they'll kick it back out to Norden. 1 minute exactly left in the third quarter. Norden being guarded by Taylor. Norden to Seiler. Seiler runs into Addie Bergman and has to back it out. Gets it off to Schleiser. Schleiser being guarded by Brisky. Schleiser goes in and she travels. Good defense by Addie Bergman. Forces the turnover. Micah Schrader back in the game. Caitlin Bereni will have a seat. Demlin will get ready to inbounds to Taylor. Taylor brings it up court and goes across the timeline with 39 seconds left in the third quarter. Bergman, top of the key. Down to Schrader. Schrader knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Aces with 29.8 seconds. Taylor to Schrader. Schrader along 2, and it's good. Micah Schrader, her first points of the night. Makes it 27-23, a 4-point game. Schlieser gets it back to Norden. Norden with 15 seconds. Over to Schlieser. Schlieser guarded by Brisky. Schlieser with 5. Goes to the hoop. Deflected. Harris puts it up. And Harris is going to get fouled. She'll shoot 2. And that's going to be the third personal on Addie Bergman. 2 seconds left in the third quarter. Bergman fouls Taylor Harris, and she'll go to the free throw line. Miss. Harris will have one more. Score stays 27-23. One more for Harris. And that one's good. Taylor Harris makes it a 5-point game, and that'll be the end of the third quarter. We've played through 3, and after 3, the Rams continue to lead the Aces. Tinora on top of Hicksville by 5, 28-23. Our basketball broadcast coverage here on Hicksville Community Television brought to you through the generous underwriting support of the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio. Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick and Jim Schmidt Ford do their part to help bring our basketball broadcast to you. And we always ask that if you stop by the dealership for whatever reason, or if you run into Jim or his lovely wife or any of his employees, make sure you let them know how much you enjoy and appreciate being able to watch the Aces sports coverage here on Hicksville Community Television and on the HIX-TV YouTube channel. They are the ones that make it possible, the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships. Great time to take the car in to have it looked over before the cold winter months roll around. Great service departments at both dealerships. Make sure your vehicle is ready to go for the winter driving months ahead. Terrific service before, during, and after the sale. That's what it's all about at the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships in Hicksville, Ohio, and online at jimschmidtauto.com. 8 minutes left in this contest. Rams up by 5, 28-23, and Tinora has the ball to start the fourth quarter. Bounce pass down to Schlieser in the corner. Into Wilkerson back into the game, partially blocked. And we're going to have Schlieser drawing the foul. And that will be on Brisky, and that's Brisky's 4th personal. And Schlieser will shoot 2, misses the first one. Score remains 28-23. Amber will have one more. Second one is good. Amber Schlieser makes it a 6-point game. Chelsea Taylor. Driving in. She stops, pops, no good. Rebound. Battle between Wilkerson and Bergman is won by Wilkerson, but then they throw it out of bounds and the Aces get the ball back. Taylor gets it into Brisky. Back to Chelsea. Chelsea to Addie Bergman. Bergman's going to drive to the bucket. Up and good. And the Rams are going to take a timeout. We're going to talk about that as they don't want Hicksville feeding the ball to Addison down low and having her go to the hoop like that. It's a 4-point game now. Aces close the gap a little bit. Rams still leading 29-25 as Tinora takes their second timeout. They'll have 3 remaining for the remainder of the game. And again, the foul situation, the Aces have committed 4 team fouls, and the Rams only 2. Earlier tonight, the JVs from Tinora stole one from the Lady Aces, sinking a 3-point shot with 3 seconds left in the game to win by 1 point, 36-35. Schleiser almost loses it, and we'll have a jump ball called between the Aces and the Rams, and Hicksville will be the recipient of that one. So Taylor will inbounds to Brisky. Brisky back to Chelsea Taylor. Chelsea driving in, puts it up, no good. Rebound grabbed by Zipfel. Zipfel has her pocket picked, and Taylor winds up with the ball after the turnover. Chelsea carries the ball and turns it over. Brisky will come out of the game. Ashley Peter in for her. Long inbounds to Zipfel. Right back to Norden. Norden flips it down to Schleiser. Schleiser to Wilkerson. Down low. Up. No good. Put back by Wilkerson. No good. Rebound to Caitlin Bereni. Gets it off to Chelsea Taylor. Taylor to Bergman. Bergman strong to the hoop. No good. Gets her own rebound. Loses it. And that's going to be put up by Bereni. And Wilkerson grabs that board. She'll get it to Schleiser, who tosses it over to Norden. Will come back the other way with the Rams. Norden into the paint. She'll back it right back out. Norden down to Schleiser on the wing. Schleiser looking things over. Gets it to Harris. Guarded by Bereni. Harris back to Norden, who tosses it in. Right back out to Norden again. Guarded by Taylor. Norden to Schleiser. Guarded by Ashley Peter. Schleiser almost stolen by Bereni. Shot from Harris, no good. Wilkerson goes for the board. And there was a whistle and a foul. The foul's going to be on Taylor. And it'll be on the floor. So the basket does not count. Inbounds to Wilkerson, guarded by Bergman. They get it out to Schleiser. Schleiser back to Norden. Norden over to Zipfel. Bounce pass inside to Schleiser. Puts it up off glass and good. Amber Schleiser, good looking shot, makes it 31-25. Chelsea Taylor going to drive in. She'll launch it. Get fouled, and Chelsea goes to the line to shoot two. And Norden will pick up the personal foul. And Chelsea Taylor will shoot two. Taylor's first one, no good. Taylor's second one, that one's no good. Demlin with the rebound, no good, and they're going to have a jump ball between Bereni and, well, the possession arrow goes to the Rams. So Norden gets it into Harris, who gets it to Zipfel. Quickly to Wilkerson. Wilkerson stolen by Taylor. Taylor quickly the other way. Bounce pass, down low to Bereni, up and good. So Bereni gets the bucket and makes it 31-27. And Bereni will pick up that personal foul. That'll be number 6 on the Aces. So their next infraction puts the Rams at the free throw line. And people thinking they should have called a carry there. And Schleiser takes it to the hoop, draws the foul. And Demlin will pick that foul up. And that's number 7. So the Rams are in the bonus now. Schleiser's first free throw is good. Amber Schleiser makes it 32-27, 5-point game. Amber will look to make it 6 here. And she gets it. So 33-27. And here come the Lady Aces. They trail by 6, 4:40 left in the contest. Micah Schrader powers it down to Bergman. Takes it strong to the bucket. Count it. 17 points for Bergman now. Wilkerson tied up and travels. It's a good defense as the Rams turn it over. Seiler going to come into the game for Wilkerson. So Wilkerson will step out. Taylor gets it inbounds to Bergman, to Demland, who takes it strong to the hoop, and good. So Demland makes it a 2-point game. Taylor thought that she got it off of the other player, but the referee says nope, out of bounds to the Rams. And Carly Wagner come back into the game for Schlieser. Norden looking to get the ball inbounds, guarded by Bereni. Gets it in to Harris. Bounce pass to Wagner, down to Zipfel. And Zipfel's going to be fouled, and she's going to go to the line to shoot 2. And Demlin picks up her second personal foul. So Zipfel will shoot 2. Gets the first one. Zipfel makes it a 3-point game. And Schlieser comes back into the game now. And Zipfel gets them both. Down by 4. Here come the Lady Aces. Schrader down low to Bergman. Bergman in trouble, gets it back to Schrader. Schrader back to Bergman. Bergman tries to feed it down low to Demlin, and it's deflected, and Schlieser winds up with it for the Rams. They'll get it over to Norden. Norden will take it across half court. Bounce pass down to Wagner. Wagner over to Seiler. 3:37 left in the game. Seiler will hand it off to Norden. Norden will drive in, kick it back out to Schlieser. To Zipfel, back to Schlieser. So air things out a little bit. Now Schlieser's going to drive. Up, no good. Wagner puts it back up on the rebound, no good. Demlin grabs the board. Here comes Taylor down low to Bereni, and Caitlin's going to get fouled, and she's going to go to the line and shoot a couple. Schlieser will pick up the personal foul. That'll be number 4, I believe, on the Rams. So Bereni, first one off the front of the iron and no good. This is one of those situations where you need to make the free throws count here. 3:07 left in the game. Bereni misses them both. And we're going to have a foul, I believe, on Bereni. And that's going to send Wagner to the line to shoot 1-1. So Bereni commits the foul. That's number 9. So this will be the last 1-1 that the Rams will shoot after this. It'll be 2 shots each time. Carly Wagner misses, and it's going to go out of bounds off of Caitlin Bereni. Will stay with the Rams. Katie Bergman into the game now for the Lady Aces. Rams, Schlieser with the ball. Sees the opening. She drives in, runs into Bergman. Ball loose on the floor. Jump ball. And the possession arrow points to the Aces. So Taylor inbounds to Bereni. Bereni to Micah Schrader. Schrader with 2:42, feeds it down low to Bergman, who puts it up. No good. Volleyball's around. Ball comes down, comes up to Seiler. Seiler tosses it over to Norden. Norden goes to the hoop. She's going to be fouled, and she'll go to the line. Gina Norden's going to shoot a couple. So Gina Norden shooting 2. Gets it. Norden makes it a 5-point game. And she puts him up by 6 again. Micah Schrader down by 6. Down low, Katie Bergman up and good. But Bergman gets the field goal. Makes it a 4-point game, 37-33 with 2:21 left in the contest. And the Aces are going to take a full 1-minute timeout to talk things over. Again, a 4-point game, so it can go either way down the stretch here. And we expected nothing less. Like I said, this is going to be a fight in the trenches. Some great matchups tonight between Chelsea Taylor and Gina Norden, between Casey Wilkerson and Addison Bergman. So we've got a lot of basketball still to be played here at the Red Zone on this Friday night. Rams and the Lady Aces. Coaches will break huddles with their teams. Rams come out onto the floor first. They'll have the ball at the baseline. And here come the Lady Aces. 2:21 left in the contest, at least in regulation. And Gina Norden into Seiler. Seiler has her pocket picked right away by Bereni. Bereni tries to get it over to Taylor. It goes between Chelsea's legs, and Norden scoops it right back up. Schlieser now with the ball for the Rams with 2:05 left in the game. Schlieser gets it over to Norden. Norden being guarded close by Bereni, gets it off to Wagner. Wagner's driving into the paint. She'll kick it back out to Seiler. Seiler from the free throw line. No good. Taylor grabs the board. And Chelsea Taylor is going to pick up the foul. It's going to be fouled by Schlieser. It'll be on the floor, so it'll be Lady Aces ball out of bounds. Team foul number 5 on the Rams. 1:44. Aces have the ball. They're down by 4. Bereni gets the inbounds. Hands it back to Taylor. Taylor for 3. No. Rebound, jump ball between Katie Bergman and Zipfel. And the possession arrow points to the Rams. Norden gets it into Wilkerson to Wagner. Wagner, bounce pass to Zipfel, puts it up off glass and good. Allison Zipfel with a bucket to make it a 6-point game. Bergman, and she traveled. 1:15. Rams up by 6. Norden, long inbounds to Wagner. Wagner going to hold it up. And a timeout by the Rams. 1:11 to go, and the Rams are going to talk about it, set up their strategy. They're up by 6. And the Aces talking things over as well. Hicksville not wanting to drop their second game of the season here to the Rams tonight. And of course, Tinora would love to head home tonight with a victory and make that bus ride home a little easier. It's going to be a cold bus ride home, let me tell you. It's nippy out there tonight. It's supposed to be back up in the 50s next week for the Christmas holiday. But on the cold side this afternoon, all day this Friday. We saw some snow flurries. Two timeouts remaining for the Rams in this last 1 minute and 11 seconds. Aces can stop the clock 3 times. Rams are in the double bonus. The Aces have committed 10 team fouls now, so they'll shoot 2 every time. And the Rams, to their credit, they've only committed 5 fouls, so they still have a foul or 2 to give before they send the Aces to the line. And Taylor slaps it out of bounds. 109. And Norden will have to reset. Norden into Wilkerson. Wilkerson right into a double team. Trying to get it out of there. She does get it out there to Norden. Norden over to Wagner. Wagner with under a minute now to Norden. Norden. And Taylor fouls Norden to send her to the line. Try to get the ball back. 52.8 seconds. So far, Norton's been a pretty good free throw shooter. She'll get 2 shots. Gina's first one's good. Makes it a 7-point game. Not looking good for the Lady Aces here tonight. Norden gets them both. It's an 8-point lead now. Here comes Chelsea Taylor. They're going to drive to the bucket. She loses the handle, gets it back, puts it up. No good. And Taylor's going to go to the line to shoot 2 with 44.8 seconds. Chance to close the gap a little bit with the clock stopped. Taylor gets the first one. One more, make it a 6-point game. Misses. Wilkerson grabs the rebound, gets it off to Norden with 40 seconds left in the game. Norden, guarded by Taylor. Taylor goes for the steal, hits the deck. Schlieser grabs it, gets it back to Norden, and she's going to get mugged by Bereni with 28.5 seconds. And Bereni will get her 4th personal foul, and that'll put Gina Norden at the line again. 7-point lead for the Rams. Norden misses that one. She'll still get one more. Norden misses them both. Wilkerson put back, it's good. Wilkerson makes it 43-34. Chelsea Taylor into the paint, goes up, no foul called, out of bounds, back to the Rams. And another timeout, 15.5 seconds. The Rams want to talk it over again. They're not going to take any chances. That's 16 fouls now on the Rams, so the next foul the Rams commit will put the Aces on the line, shooting 1 and 1. Like I said, Rams want to come out of here with a win. And right now the Aces down by 9, so they've got a 3-possession deficit. And that's if they can bang 3 balls while holding the Rams scoreless in 15 seconds. So they've got their work cut out for them here tonight. Aces are going to break their huddle. So do the Rams. And here we go. It'll be Tenora's ball out of bounds on the baseline. Gina Norden set to inbounds. She gets it in to Zipfel. Back to Norden. Taylor waiting for Norden. Norden going to avoid her as much as possible, and she'll be fouled by Caitlin Bereni. And that'll be all for Caitlin, I think. That'll be her 5th. So she will foul out with 2 points. Ashley Peter will step in for her. So 7.8 seconds in the game, and Caitlin Bereni fouls out. 2 points tonight. Rams are all dropping back on defense. So Gina Norden all by herself at the free throw line. Gets it. Makes it a 10-point game. And Norden makes it 11. Ouch. So here come the Aces with 5. Brisky for 3. No good. Wilkerson grabs it. And that'll be the game. Bergman was doing everything she could to foul her, but it was academic at that point. And your final score, the Rams come into town and upset the Aces 35, or make that 45-34, the final score. And just a tough loss for Hicksville. There's no two ways about it. Figuring out the scoring here as we speak. And let's run down the unofficial scoring for the contest tonight. Again, your final score, the Rams beat the Aces by 11, 45-34. Leading scorer tonight for both teams on the losing end, Addie Bergman, finishes up the night with, she had 6 two-point field goals and 5 free throws for a total of 17 points. Aside from that, though, kind of slim pickings tonight by the Lady Aces standards. Chelsea Taylor held to only 5 points tonight in the game. Avery Demlin finishing up with 4, and 2 points each for Caitlin Bergman, Natalie Brisky, Caitlin Bereni, and Micah Schrader. And that's it. Peter and Siebenaller played but did not score tonight. For the winning Tinora Rams, their leading scorer, the only 2 Rams in double figures, leading scorer Gina Norden with 12 points. She had 6 in the first half and then 6 in the second half, all 6 in the second half coming from the free throw line. Also in double figures tonight, Amber Schlieser. Amber had 6 in the first half and then 5 in the second half for her 11. 8 points for Mackenzie Hellberg tonight, 5 for Casey Wilkerson, 4 each for Carly Wagner and for Allison Zipfel, and a point from the free throw line for Taylor Harris tonight. And there you have it, 45-34, your final score. So the Aces, tough loss. The JVs losers tonight, 2 by a point, 36-35. So the Rams are going to be having a good bus ride home, and that's going to burn a little bit for the Aces. The Lady Aces are going to be bouncing back. Next up, they're on the road in a couple days. They're heading to Eden for the Route 49 Classic, the 21st and 22nd, and of course, who they play and when they play to be determined. Then they will be, and the junior varsity girls will be at the Route 49 Classic here on the 28th and 29th of December. Then on the road to Crestview for the first game of 2016. And their next home game will be on January the 5th as the Lady Aces will entertain the Blackbirds of Pettisville here at the Red Zone. So with that, we're going to wrap things up for this evening. Again, we do want to thank you for tuning by and joining us here at the Red Zone. Tough night for Aces fans, but still a lot of basketball left to play in this season as the Aces take it on the chin tonight. The Rams come to town and walk away with one tonight, 45-34, your varsity final score. Big thank you to the Hicksville Athletic Department and athletic co-athletic director Jeff Haught. Paul Overmeyer is enjoying some of that Florida sunshine for the holidays. I want to thank him for the nice setup here. And again, a big thank you to our basketball broadcast underwriters, the Jim Schmidt family of automotive dealerships, Jim Schmidt Chevrolet Buick, Jim Schmidt Ford, online at jimschmidtauto.com. And with that, well, we're going to be stepping aside. Our next broadcast, our basketball broadcast here on HIX-TV, will be coming up after Christmas as we will have the boys Route 49 Classic. That'll be played on the Monday and Tuesday after the Christmas holiday here at the Red Zone. So we will talk to you then with some holiday tournament basketball action here on HIX-TV. That'll do it one last time in girls varsity basketball action tonight. It's the Tinora Rams, winners over the Lady Aces of Hicksville, 45-34. For Kate Murphy on the camera, I'm Bill Murphy for HIX-TV, wishing you good night and good sports.